Good morning, team. Happy Monday. How are you guys? I wanted to share with you guys. I've been kind of sharing with you guys how I work my business, and I want to continue doing that for probably the next week or so that you guys can see how I work my business and you guys can see the things that I really want to focus on. Today I'm going to kind of share my to-do list because I'm still getting my day started. But I wanted to start out by saying the post that I made a few minutes ago about how we look at things through social media and assume, because I get it all the time. I get people that make comments and will say things like, oh, well, you're getting that director paycheck, or, you have all this time. But they don't look at my life through the lens of what actually is going on. They assume things because of my title or because of how because of certain things in my life, right? And I say this because this weekend, I was going through a lot. My husband was in the ER and we got some new, a new diagnosis for him that we were not expecting. Things that have to change in our lifestyle, such as diets and stuff like that. We have to follow up with doctors. Things that literally we were not expecting. It was kind of a slap in the face of a thing that just dropped out of nowhere. Yet I was still working my business and showing up. Not because I have to put on a front, but because my business is important to me and because it's just that, a business. So if you want big things out of this, you have to treat this as a business. You cannot just pick up your Scentsy whenever it's convenient for you, whenever you can, whenever you're having a good day. You have to push through the bad days, and that is what your circle of 5 is, what your accountability partners are there for, because when you have no strength to go on, they should be lifting you up. They should be helping you get remotivated. So I wanted to share that because I feel like Monday is a hard day to get back in the grind. Maybe you took the weekend off. Maybe you were spending time with family. You were doing all the fall stuff. And then Monday comes along and you're like, oh, I really don't want to work my business. But you're the one in control. You're the one that can control that PRV and all the conversations that you're having and all the things that you're doing for your business. So get up and do something for your business today, even if it's just one little thing. So I've already looked at my reports this morning. I've actually looked at them multiple times. We had one big promotion on our team today. We had another director promote. So I was blessed to be on the phone with her this morning. I was actually letting her know about my weekend and everything that was going on because she was out of town, and her numbers updated and we got to celebrate on the phone. So I've already looked at the reports, already reached out to my frontline that are close to being paid at title or promotion. So I've already reached out, sent text messages, letting them know hey, I'm rooting for you. This is how far you are. What is your game plan? How can I help you? I have one teammate that has had an amazing PRV month. So I reached out to her and said how proud I am of her. I've already went live on my VIP page about bookings for October, letting them know that I'm going to be doing these new Zoom parties. I've never done one before. I do use Zoom a lot, so I kind of feel like it's going to be pretty easy for me to adapt into doing a Zoom party. It's something that I got challenged to do by my home office coach, so I'm giving it a try and seeing how it goes. I will have to keep you guys posted, but I feel like it's gonna be a home party but distance. I think it's gonna be a little bit better than my Facebook parties because I will be able to engage with people. My plan today is to continue posting about the holiday collection and collecting pre-orders. I'm posting about my scent crates again and collecting pre-orders. I do have to finish my mailers to get them out in the mail. On Saturday, I shared that I was making samples of the holiday collection, so I finalized those. I bagged them all up. Now I gotta label them all. And then I'm working on plans for goals. My husband seems to be he's gonna have a short day at work. So we set a lot of big goals last night, a lot of big scary goals. My husband has worked really hard ever since I met him. well, ever since he graduated school. When I met him, he was actually a student. He wasn't working. So I worked, and I paid a lot of our, going outs and dates and stuff like that because I knew that he was a student. And then when he graduated and started working, then he took over our majority of our bills, and I worked part-time here and there. But when we lost our son, I carried guilt for a long time. I carried the guilt that because we lived paycheck to paycheck, he wasn't able to spend enough time with our son while he was alive. I had my baby on a Saturday morning, and he was back at work on Monday. And yes, every evening he came home, but every day he went to work. So that guilt on my shoulders led me to having a goal of retiring my husband. And for a long time, I've said that that's my goal. But you guys, I didn't believe that I could do it. I still have a hard time believing it, because of our financial situation, because we depend so much on his job paying for our overhead and me paying for the extras that come up, the emergencies, the paying off of credit cards and, our debt and stuff, that I didn't believe that it would actually happen. But after seeing everything happening this weekend, seeing him go off to the ER and seeing how it's not because of his hard work, but his hard work does not help, that I looked at him last night and I said, I'm going to retire you. I'm going to work so hard to reach our goals, and I'm going to retire you. And we both had tears in our eyes. And I told him today, when he told me I have a short day, I don't know, if it's them punishing me for calling out or whatever. I said, no, it's because we have to work on our plan for our goals. Hurry up, get home, because we need to sit down and plan how we're going to reach these goals. We need our plan in place. And so if you don't have a plan in place, you need to sit down, set your goals, and make a plan to put in place. A lot of the people that have promoted, a lot of the people that are directors now, a lot of people that are SSCs and SCs and stuff, they set a plan in motion. They said, I have a goal to promote to this title, and then they set out a plan. They set out how many parties they were going to have, how many people they were going to ask to join, et cetera, how they were going to help their team to reach different milestones. So if you don't have a plan in place, you're not going to be going anywhere. It's kind of sailing the seas without a map to tell you where you're going. So definitely sit down with yourself, with your spouse, with any person that's supportive in your business. And if you don't have that at home, please reach out to your sponsor or your director or your or me, and sit down and say, this is my goal. What can I do to get there? Because you have to have someone supportive in your corner. Sometimes I know that doesn't happen at home. I know sometimes your spouse might not be very supportive, or you might not have very supportive family. You guys, I don't have a very supportive family. My mom is super supportive. I have my sister who's on my team who's always rooting for me, my brother who's rooting for me, but my husband's family is very skeptical. My husband's family actually called him yesterday and told him that I should get a job. So it still happens to us 8 years later where people think that I don't have a real job, that it's not real, that it's just a pyramid scheme. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that because people don't believe in you, that you cannot achieve what your dream and goals are. Okay? You have to believe it, and then get people on your corner that believe in you. And sometimes that's your team until you prove other people wrong. Until you can show other people that, hey, dang it, she had a goal to promote to director and she did it. She had a goal to get a new car and she did it. She had a goal to pay off her debt and she did it. So whatever your goals are, map them out, and then sit down with someone that is supportive and say, okay, this is what I want. This is what I think I need to do. Is that right? What ideas do you have? And go from there. Stop holding yourself back. You hold yourself back when you don't believe in yourself. I do that to myself all the time. You guys might feel like you see a very confident Liz and someone that knows what she's doing, but you guys, I still have self-doubt. I still have moments where I feel like, oh my gosh, this is not going to go anywhere. But I don't give up. I don't give in to those feelings, because guess what? I'm not going to let a temporary feeling take me away or keep me away from my 5-year goal. Okay? So write that down, keep that in mind, and go after your goals. Have a great Monday. Love you guys.